This is an excerpt from the Story of Manataka by Lee Standing Bear Moore. The place of peace, the sacred mountain and valley of the vapors. For thousands of years, the magnificent site was the gathering place of many nations. Tribal leaders and spiritual elders made pilgrimages to the Great Manataka mountain to sit in great councils with many tribes. Some came every 7 years, others came every 11 years, and others made the journey more frequently depending on local custom. Tribal leaders prayed and made peace offerings to the Creator, the Great Manataka, place of peace, mountain, with each other. They danced and sang around huge campfires in the narrow valley situated between the Manataka Mountain and her sister mountain, today called North Mountain. Her other sister mountain, today called Indian Mountain, stood guardian to her east. Daughters of the First Nations gathered rare medicinal herbs found in great abundance in a large area surrounding Manataka in the shape of a circle. Their sons found precious clear crystals, gold, silver, pyrite, and whetstones. Spiritual elders also brought gifts from their tribes to Manataka. Some gifts were intended to establish friendships and diplomacy between various tribes, and others were personal gifts between long-time friends. Trade items were also exchanged on blankets spread out in dozens of camps just outside the sacred valley. Other more precious gifts brought to Manataka were not intended for humans, but were ceremonial offerings for the sacred mountain. It is said by the grandfathers that 7 holy caves were on the sacred mountain. The center cave is made of magnificent shining crystal encoded with messages of the star people. Inside the crystal cave are 7 crystal cones set on a crystal altar, and each contains secret messages and 7 shields. Ancient tribes came to Manataka on pilgrimages to place ceremonial items in 5 of the caves. The people of the south laid gifts on the southernmost cave, and people of the north laid their gifts in the northernmost cave. 2 other caves were used by the people from the west and east for offering ceremonies. The cave located to the left of the crystal cave was used by the keepers of Manataka, the Tula Indians of Tanaco, who lived in surrounding areas, and for other tribes living nearby, such as the Caddo, Quapaw, Osage, Tunica, and Pawnee. To the right of the center crystal cave was a ceremonial cave reserved for gifts of the other people of this land, the animals, birds, fish, insects, plants, stones, and the elements. No one ever approached the most sacred crystal cave, as it was said to have been the workplace of the star people angels, and resting place of many spirits. The southernmost cave nearest the surface of the ground once held the Manataka stone, or as referred to by the National Park Service as the calendar stone, brought by people from the south. The calendar stone was removed after the Civil War by workmen digging on the mountain to capture the sacred waters of Nauwasalon and build ornate bathhouses for the rich. An ancient clay doll was recovered from the northern cave sometime in the early 1900s by workmen and is currently on loan to the Smithsonian Museum in Washington. Each of the 7 caves disappeared at various times after the invasion began in the 1500s, either at the hand of the invaders or by natural or supernatural causes. Everyone sought healing and pleasure in the magical hot waters of Nauwasalon, breath of healing, that spewed from the side of the mountain, creating dozens of crystal clear pools. No one was allowed to enter the sacred area, called the Valley of Vapors, carrying a weapon into the sacred area decreed by the Great Mystery as the place of peace. No fighting or discord was allowed. Should anyone violate these laws, they were taken outside the valley and severely punished. The Lady of the Rainbow, referred to as Ixchel by the Maya, was said to have presided over the peace in the valley. Dressed in all white buckskin and holding one eagle feather in each hand, she stood on the mountain overseeing the peace. When quarrels did arise, a vision of the rainbow woman could be seen at twilight, rising in the vapors of the highest pool as a warning to the offending person. If the guilty one did not listen to this warning, the Lady of the Rainbow came to him and dropped one feather at his feet, which meant it would be wiser to fly away than to disturb the peace again. If this warning was not heeded, she dropped the second feather as a sign to his family and others to remove the offender from the valley by whatever means necessary. Our grandfathers saw dense green forest surrounding the narrow valley. Steam rose from abundant hot springs on the side of the mysterious mountain. The valley was shrouded in misty vapors which feathered the lush underbrush and curled upward through the tall trees. Sometimes the vapors joined low clouds to float away in the pink evening sky. Other times they lay lightly upon the ground like a soft blanket or swirled around the bubbling crystal pools. This is an excerpt from the Story of Manataka.